Dan Simmons was one of the most well-known American science fiction and horror writers of the late 20th and early 21st centuries. Over several decades, he built a reputation for writing complex and imaginative stories that blended multiple genres, including science fiction, horror, fantasy, and historical fiction. His novels attracted a large international audience and helped shape modern speculative fiction. Simmons was born in 1948 in Peoria, Illinois. Before becoming a full-time author, he worked as a school teacher and developed an early interest in storytelling. His first major breakthrough came with the novel Song of Kali in 1985, which won the World Fantasy Award. Over the following years he published many successful books, including Hyperion, Carrion Comfort, The Terror, and several other major works that mix science fiction with historical themes. Among his most famous works is the Hyperion series, which became one of the most respected science fiction sagas of its era. The series explored deep philosophical themes, religion, artificial intelligence, and the future of humanity in space. Many readers and critics praised Simmons for his ability to combine literary storytelling with large-scale science fiction concepts. However, Simmons' career also became associated with political controversy later in his writing life. One of the most debated works was his 2011 novel Flashback. The book was a dystopian thriller set in a future United States that had experienced economic collapse and social instability. The story takes place roughly 20 years in the future in a weakened America where the country has lost territory and political influence. In this fictional future, economic decline and government policies have drastically changed society. The novel follows a former police officer named Nick Bottom who becomes involved in investigating a murder while dealing with a powerful drug known as Flashback. The drug allows users to relive their memories and escape the harsh reality of the present. In the world of the novel, many Americans become addicted to this substance in order to mentally return to better times from the past. As the investigation unfolds, the story reveals a complex web of political and social changes that have transformed the country. However, critics argued that the novel went far beyond a normal dystopian story. Some reviewers said the book repeatedly paused the narrative in order to deliver strong ideological messages about politics and society. According to critics, characters in the novel often deliver long speeches explaining why certain political ideologies supposedly caused America's collapse. In the fictional world of Flashback, the United States has been reduced to 44.5 states, and large parts of society have been dramatically transformed. Sports stadiums have been converted into prisons, and various cultural and political shifts have reshaped daily life. Some critics said the political elements overwhelmed the story itself. Reviewers argued that instead of allowing the narrative to develop naturally, the novel frequently inserted ideological commentary through its characters. This led to accusations that the book functioned partly as political messaging disguised as science fiction. The controversy surrounding Flashback highlights a broader debate about political themes in literature. Throughout history, many authors have used fiction to explore political ideas, social fears, and possible futures. Dystopian stories in particular often reflect the anxieties of the time in which they are written. In the United States, dystopian fiction has long been a popular way to discuss political and social issues. Famous examples include George Orwell's 1984 and Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. These stories use fictional futures to explore real political concerns. Dan Simmons' Flashback attempted to do something similar by imagining a future shaped by economic collapse, political division, and cultural conflict. However, critics argued that the novel's political messaging was too direct and overshadowed its storytelling. Despite the controversy, Simmons remained an influential figure in speculative fiction. Over his career he wrote more than 30 novels and won several major literary awards. His work continues to be read by science fiction fans around the world. Dan Simmons passed away in 2026 at the age of 77, leaving behind a legacy that includes some of the most ambitious and imaginative science fiction novels of the modern era. Today, discussions about his work often include both admiration for his storytelling and debate about the political themes present in some of his later novels. His career illustrates how literature, politics, and public debate can intersect in powerful and sometimes controversial ways.